It's not just a medical branch. It is a scripture. And we all know Charak, Shushroth, Vagbhat, and there's so many other scriptures, Madhav Nidan, diagnosis, so many things are there. On allopathic side we have love and belly, das, surgery and so many things. But Ayurveda is Ved, 𝗪𝗏 𝗪𝗏, Indra, Brahma, this is coming from God. Don't forget this. And why I am telling you this, I'll come to this point. And the next point is that the purpose of Ayurveda is to understand God. And if you have forgotten these 2 points, whatever you are doing is, I don't think so, is worthwhile doing. Because if you forget these 2 points, I'll just come to this. Your Ayurveda is not going to be fruitful. Neither for you and neither for society at large. Now Ayurveda is Veda. Let's discuss this. There is one book, Kama Sutra, which is having 64 𝗪𝗲. This book is not, it's not like a bad book, which is written by Rishi. You know, 𝗪𝗏 wrote this, Kama Sutra. It's a Western notion. They have made this look a bad book. 𝗪𝗏 Rishi. For Westerners, 𝗪𝗏 Rishi is the hero, you know, because they got this book. All other rishis are nonsense, and we can do sex and we can enjoy life. But this book is not just talking about sex. It's talking about, 𝗪𝗏 Rishi is warning us that if you indulge too much into sex, you will ruin your life. This is the book. This is talking about this thing. 𝗪𝗏 Rishi, he roamed all over the earth. He got this knowledge from Lord Shiva. And when you read this book, initially it might seem, you know, there are so many things and you know. But at the end, 𝗪𝗏 Rishi is writing, what I am telling you, don't try to do it. Don't try to do all these kind of funny things which I am documenting. I am documenting to warn you that you should not do it. Just like in Ayurveda. Ayurveda we have Vipreet Ahar. There is a list. You should not eat these things. You should eat these things which are useful for your body. So foolish person will think that this list of foods we should eat, until unless you eat the title, this is Vipreet Ahar. So similarly in Kama Sutra, so many postures, so many things are there. In the end he writes, don't try to do this, you will fall into trouble. And there's so many other things. Kama Sutra, Kama means desire. In Sanskrit, it doesn't mean sex only. Desires. And Kama Sutra, 𝗪𝗏 Rishi is writing how to fulfill desires at individual level, at social level, and at family level. So there are so many rules, regulations. There are 64 𝗪𝗲s here. 𝗪𝗲s means skill. You know skill. For example, Kama Sutra says about beauty parlor, 𝗪𝗏 Kriya. It's in Vedas. It's not that previous ages we were tribal people and we were in jungles, we were monkeys. It's all wrong. According to Vedas, it's wrong. Darwin's theory is stupid nonsense. And I gave a seminar in Manipal just 2 days back, and I showed you that it's a speculation. Women used to beautify themselves, and that was called 𝗪𝗏 Kriya. Fashion designing, Naipathyam, carpentry, Takshanam. Tattooing was there, child care was there, music. So many skills are there. And also Vedas have 14 Vidyas. Do you all know what are those Vidyas? You know, there's a list of Vidyas in Manusmriti. 14 of them. That is Jyotish, you know all this. Shabda, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Jyotish, Chand and Shiksha. Everybody knows this? It's called Vedanga. Even before studying Sanskrit, you have to learn Shiksha, how to pronounce that Sanskrit. Of course, in Ayurvedic college, you're not being taught all these things. But if you go to traditional system of learning Ayurveda in Shankaracharya or Madhva school or anywhere, first you are taught Sanskrit. So these are 6 Vidyas: Shiksha, Kalp, Vyakaran, Jyotish, Nirukta, Chand. And then there are 4 Vidyas more, that is Itihasa, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, 18 Puranas, history, Vedic history, and then Dharma Sutras. Dharma Sutras means Manusmriti, this is one of the books. And then is Smriti Shastra, that means books which are dealing with civil laws and codes and etc. These are 10, and then 4 more: Dhanur Vidya, weaponry, archery, then Gandharva Vidya, music, entertainment, and then what's that afterwards? One more thing, yeah, Arthaशास्त्रिया, politics, and 14th is Ayurveda. So among these 14 Vidyas, we have one Vidya, Ayurveda. And this is Vidya. This is not Avidya. And you should know what's the difference between Vidya and Avidya. So, why I'm telling you this? Because all type of knowledge in medical field is coming from Ayurveda. This is from Charak Samhita. Everybody knows. You are which year, all of you? First to final, okay. So if you have read Charak Samhita, you can read. Probably you might not have so much focused on these things, because even in allopathy and Ayurvedic college, you are just told disease and medicine, that's it. Even you don't read Charak Samhita fully, I know this, because I am doing research in Ayurveda and allopathy, both naturotherapy, and this is a table there where it shows that all type of Vidyas are coming from Ayurveda. Allopathy is called Hetu Vipritkarya Vidya, homeopathy Vadi Vipritkarya Vidya, naturotherapy, alternative medicine. I am in touch with BHU, HOD Ayurveda, and even Lal Bahadur Shastri, college in Delhi, and various other Ayurvedic doctors all around India. And we are doing some research in Ayurvedic courses, and we are trying to develop Ayurvedic course, and we are trying to present comparative course between allopathy and Ayurveda, and trying to show that Ayurveda is much superior science than allopathy. If you don't know this, for your information, that's why I told you you'll dislike some things, because I know that Ayurvedic people think it's inferior science, and we are not so much advanced. Allopathy is superior, and they have more treatments and more advanced surgery. Surgery is almost Shushruth, it's almost finished. Nobody much practices. BHU has a department, surgery, and whatever they practice, it's according to modern methods. Mostly they also use antibiotics now, Ayurvedic people, in surgery. Well, it was not like that. Ayurveda is very advanced science. And why it is advanced, I'll tell you one thing. Because allopathy is missing one thing. Probably you're also missing one thing. Ayurveda focuses on precaution, and allopathy focuses on treatment. If you have read Charak, almost initial chapters are saying about Ritucharya, isn't it? How different seasons you have to modulate different kinds of foods, and according to that, if your diet is good, then your health will be good. If your health will be good, it will promote more health. 𝗪𝗏 𝗪𝗏 Rakshanam. This is Charak. We were never taught in allopathy. I asked my HOD when I passed my MBBS, I asked him, see, you taught me how to treat patients, but you didn't teach me how we can avoid diseases. There is no chapter in Davidson. The main foundation of Ayurveda is precaution, is balance. I'll come to this point. Main thing of Ayurveda is not treatment, it's not medicine. If you read Bhagavad carefully, Bhagavad speaks in almost first chapters that a good Ayurvedic doctor will not promote medicine. Will not. He will advise patients so that they don't become ill. That is why Ayurveda was a branch of medical field practiced by Brahmanas, because Brahmanas knew that the best doctor for any disease is kitchen. Even your grandmothers knew this, no? Kitchen. If you know how to cook food, if you know what to eat, what not to eat, you will not become ill. This is Ayurveda. So glory of Ayurveda is not in medicines. It's not in 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗃, 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗃. You can take all this. It's not in herbs. It is not in 𝗪𝗧. It is in your diet, which in fact should be taught in Ayurvedic colleges, that I request, because we don't focus much. Students who pass from Ayurveda, they're just giving medicines. They don't advise patients on diet. And that's same as allopathy. And that is why modern system, Ayurveda is not working as efficiently as it should. If you practice Ayurveda nicely, it's my experience, it's magic. It is magic. Because that's why I told you, Ayurveda is Veda, it is Vidya. Vidya means you have to practice it with a pure consciousness. Otherwise it doesn't work. These medicines don't work much. In Ayurveda they mention about ethics of doctor and ethics of patient. There's list there. What kind of doctor should be there? If you read that symptoms, the qualification of doctor is he should be pure, he should have good consciousness. Did you read this? But did you forget this? Yeah, you have forgotten, no? I know this. Because now after this college you pass out, you will be practicing with a motive of earning money. That's not pure consciousness. And he should not be greedy. Did you read this? And if a patient comes, if he is complete nonsense, you should not treat him. That's also there. Did you read this? But you will not do all these things, I know. It's profession. You are not taking Ayurveda as Vidya, you are taking it as profession. And Vedas do not work. Vedas are not some mechanical knowledge. Vedas work. The most important thing in Vedas is consciousness. Otherwise Vedas do not work. This knowledge is given by demigods, coming from higher realms. And in those realms, when they gave knowledge to humans, they also gave rules to apply that knowledge, and these are the rules. And I'll tell you my personal experience. People come to me, I give them Ayurveda, and I also personally take Ayurvedic medicines. I hate allopathy now. Personally, I tell you, I don't take allopathic drugs now, because they are more harmful than beneficial. I am telling you this because you should be proud to do this course. Don't feel inferior. Don't feel, we are not allopathic doctors. Allopathic doctors are, actually I'll tell you, they are rubbish people. Because, sorry to say this, but I am telling you this so that you get enthused to practice this knowledge purely and nicely and promote this. This is Vedic knowledge. If you don't promote this knowledge, then what will happen? With Ayurveda, Vedic knowledge will go, everybody will forget, and the purpose of Vedas will be lost. I'll come to this point. It is up to you, all of you. So, it's my experience, if you give these Ayurvedic drugs to people who come to your patients, they might get okay, they might not get okay. That is why people, for fever suppose, fever we take 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗃. You know this, no? Fever, cough and cold. 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗃, I don't know you practice or not. We take this. So, when you give to patients, they might not become okay, sometimes they become okay. But if you give paracetamol, fever is gone. So you might think, my God, these medicines are not working. What's happening? Probably the company is not okay. So let's change from 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗃 to Vaidyanath. Then from Vaidyanath to, few famous companies are there. And then you'll keep on changing, and then one day you'll say, one day you will think, the point if you don't practice Ayurveda properly, one day will come when you will give patients 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 mixed with Crocin. I'll tell you, this happens in practice. This happens in practice. Because I am a practicing doctor. I know, I was a practicing doctor, and I have so many friends. And I asked them, why you are mixing Crocin? They told, well, these medicines do not work. How they will work if you are not practicing properly? This is not material knowledge, this is Vedas. This is Vedas. In Vedas, anything you do without proper consciousness, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. 50-50%. That's why Ayurveda is not promoted. We had a Indian Medical Association. I'm talking about around 15-16 years back when I was practicing. So all allopathic doctors were there. I gave a seminar on Ayurveda there, and I asked them that in this course Ayurvedic should also be promoted. And all these allopathic doctors were told, well, it doesn't work. You give us senses, you give us data, but patients cannot get treated. So that's why we are practicing allopathy. But after so many years, it's my experience, when I take those medicines and I give to devotees, they become okay like this. If you take paracetamol, it takes 15 minutes for fever to come down. If you give 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, 𝗪𝗲𝗪𝗪𝗀 and 𝗪𝗲 together, it takes just 5 to 6 seconds for fever to come down. There's a lot of difference. Why? Because we are practicing a pure life, and when we give medicine, we give with a consciousness, with a pure consciousness for his benefit, and then those potency of those medicines increases. When you make medicines in Ayurveda, you should have proper time, isn't it? What is proper time, proper nakshatra, and then you have to have movement of hand should be clockwise, anti-clockwise, whatever it is, with some mantras. Why all these things? Because consciousness affects. Well, anyway, now companies are making and so many things are going. So these are 4 Vidyas. There are 20 Vidyas more in Ayurveda, which we have forgotten, which we do not know. 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Ayurveda, he is doing some research in this, he was telling me. 20 Vidyas more. There are treatments through sound, through mantras, through roots, just like Hanuman, he got Sanjeevani Bhuti. He just touched and they become okay. These kind of Vidyas are there, which are almost lost now because nobody is doing research in Ayurveda, and that's quite unfortunate. I can just tell you, I can inspire you to do some research in charak, shushruta. Nice. This is modern and this is Vedic. Everybody knows it. Everything is coming from Ayurveda. Everything is coming from Ayurveda. Now, okay. So Ayurveda means Vedas, and the conclusion of Vedas is Bhagavad Gita. Before coming to this point, I'll just switch on to another seminar and tell you that Vedas is not only having Ayurveda. All branches of knowledge are there in Vedas. And I'll just switch on to another seminar here and just go very quickly that how all branches of knowledge are there in Vedas. For example, mathematics. Everything is coming from Vedas. These Britishers came, Mughals came, this Arabs came, they stole from India, from Nalanda, Takshila, they took it to West, and in the West all these, what Westerners are called in Vedas? You know this? What they're called? They're not called hi-fi Americans, which you're trying to become. They're called 𝗪𝗪𝗪. You've heard this? In Charak it comes this word 𝗪𝗪𝗪. And Yavan, yeah, they're called 𝗪𝗪𝗪. 𝗪𝗪𝗪 means who mal ichha. Ichha means desired, mal means stool. People who desire stool, they are called 𝗪𝗪𝗪. If you read your charak properly in Shushruta, you will not only learn medicine, your word view will change. Your outlook to see this word will change. That is what is purpose of Vedas. Why they are called 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪? Because they are simply interested in stool and urine. What is his body? What is according to Ayurveda this body? Vyadhi Mandiram. You know this? Vyadhi Mandiram. This is the temple of diseases. And people who are interested in this body, they are interested in diseases, stool, urine, pus. This body is made of that. And they want to enjoy this body. That is why they are called Malecha. But Ayurveda is giving knowledge of Sankhya also. You know this Charak? Speaks about Sankhya. And soul, mind, so many things which probably will not be taught in much details because nobody cares for that now. But that's the main part of Ayurveda. That Indian legacy is in spiritual knowledge. Indian legacy is not to just be concerned with this body. So those people, they're Americans, Europeans, their whole psyche is different. They're mad. And you are trying to become like them and you are also becoming mad. Isn't it? You means all students. Modern students. Cell phone. And then you see bad things in that. What will happen? Your whole mind gets disturbed. And according to Ayurveda, all diseases start from where? Mind, not from body. Please read your books. And if your mind is disturbed, if your mind is not balanced, your kapha with path, that pitta and vata and kapha, it's not balanced. And when from prakriti it becomes vikriti, it becomes unbalanced, doshas, and then you get disease. So you also have to advise your patients to balance their mind. Otherwise, no matter how much treatment you give, they are taking medicines and they are seeing nonsense. Their mind is fully disturbed. And then again their doshas will increase and again they will become disease. And then you will think, oh my God, my medicines are not working. So let me add crossing. That will happen. Because we are not following our knowledge fully. It's a package. You can't just do 50% and 50%. You can't do like that. So those people, they took our knowledge and now they are exporting art. They stole it and they stamped it, Americans, Indians, Americans, Japanese or whatever, and now they are giving us back art. The same thing what we had. Now today America is more interested in natural therapy and Ayurvedic drugs. You go in America, trend is changing. They are disgusted with allopathy. Many of them. My brother is in Boston, America. He's a surgeon, critical care, and he says, see, in America and Western world, this awareness is increasing that Ayurvedic knowledge is much more superior than allopathy. But in India, it's reverse. They are returning from that point, and we are going towards that point. So don't waste your life. Don't be in this illusion. They are good. The system is good. Their system is not good. Our system is good. And our system is good. I'll tell you why it is good. But before that, Vedas are having mathematics. I'll just go quickly. Vedas are also having mathematics. You know this 𝗙𝗲𝗪? This is a part of Vedas. And this is Pythagoras. Oh, I'll just go there. This is Pythagoras. This is Bodhan Rishi. This Bodhan Rishi, he gave Pythagoras theorem much before Pythagoras. Pythagoras came to India and he learned this theorem, math. When he went back to his country and he told, I have done Pythagoras. So he was a cheater, isn't it? But in your books it's not written he was a cheater. In your books it is written that Lord Brahma, Lord Indra, they are all fairy tales and they are nonsense. Isn't it? That's written. No, they are all mythologies. Who knows? Who believes in Indra? Maybe somebody. But anyway, in exams you have to write Indra, 𝗪𝗏 Atre, and okay, fine. But when we ask you, do you believe these people are there? Who cares? This is your faith in your books. If you don't have faith in your books, then how will you practice properly? So that's why I'm telling you this. These people got all this knowledge from us, and he was a Peter Pythagoras. But in books he is a nice person. Pythagoras theorem was given by Bodhan Rishi, and that is coming from Yajurveda. Ayurveda is a part of Yajurveda. Principles of Ayurveda are in Yajurveda. Origin of Ayurveda is from there. Then other rishis, and they expanded it. This is maths in our Vedas. Everything is coming from Vedas. Infinity, decimals, multiplication, fractions, value of pi, everything is there. I've quoted. Geometry is coming from Vedas. Surya Siddhant, there's a book. Talk about Euclidean geometry, non-Euclidean geometry. You know this? Geometry, algebra. There was a person called as Euclid. He gave mathematics, geometry. Actually, Euclid was another cheater, and they got it from Vedas, and then they're saying, we did it. Physics is coming from Veds. This is Brahmatark, Rig Veda, it's coming from physics. This is law of conservation energy in Gita. This is a word which talks about law of conservation of energy. I'll just tell. You see this na sato, no and sato. Sato means, this sato word, everybody knows. Sat means existence, essence. Na sato, what is not existent, vidyate bhava. It cannot become existent. Bhava means existence. For you it might be easy. What is not there, it cannot be there. And na abhavo, what is not there. Abhavo means not there. It cannot be there. It is always there. So in one word, Krishna is saying, what is not there, it cannot be there. What is there is always there. What is this law? Energy can neither be created. Gita is so nice book, but you have not read Gita. I know nobody has read Gita, because who cares for Gita? In fact, all Vedic knowledge essence is Gita. I was just telling you. All Vedic knowledge. If you want to understand all Vedic knowledge, you have to read Gita. If you read Gita, you can understand all Vedas. But if you read all entire Vedas, it's not necessary to understand Gita, because Gita is a law book. Gita is not giving information. Gita is giving nirnaya. I'll come to this point. In Gita, in one word, Krishna says entire Ayurveda. In one word. At least he gives principle. There are no names of drugs, diagnosis, but principles. So, astronomy is there in Vedas. This is, Jyotish. So, Jyotish, there are two parts. Phalit Jyotish and Siddhanta Jyotish. You know all this, no? Modern people practice Phalit. All Pandit and all, Jyotish. It's not bad, it's okay. But there's another part, Siddhant Jyotish, which people have forgotten. And this Siddhant Jyotish, from there entire astronomy is coming. Trigonometry is coming. Modern, father of modern physics is Newton, no? Newton. He gave all this universal laws, physical laws, gravity laws and all. From where did he get all this? From Vedas. They stole from Vedas. Newton was another cheater. Actually, I am writing a book, We are opening a college where we will have whole section of a library where it will be written cheaters. And there will be Newton, Euclid, Pythagoras and all these. Another section will be divine knowledge, where there will be Ayurveda, Gandharveda, all these things. And we have to make people aware that this is our culture, this is our knowledge. And we have to promote it. We can't just live for money. That's absolute nonsense. We can't live for enjoyment of this body. This is not what life is for. So, this is Einstein. Einstein told my inspiration is coming from Vedas. He was a little bit okay person. He told that I read Vedas and was a little bit okay. But whatever concepts he got from Vedic knowledge. That's all. He also stole all these things. Chemistry is coming from, chemistry, This is iron pillar, Qutub Minar. Everybody knows it was made in 3rd century, and this iron doesn't rust. Entire chemistry is coming from, you all read, Rastantra, Samuchay, Rasarnavam, Sringadhar. Everybody, are these books taught in, these are taught? Yeah. All chemistry is coming from there. This. All Maran, Shodhan, Bandha, everything is there. and they just stole it from chemistry, from our book. Medicine, okay, this I can go quickly. Plastic surgery, cautery, genetic disposition of diabetes, it's there. In fact, I was talking to some Ayurvedic experts and they were telling in 𝗙𝗏 there is also mention of anesthesia, which is called a 𝗙𝗏𝗪𝗀. Some quotes are, I don't know, he was talking, some commentary is written that when king was, the 𝗙𝗏𝗪𝗀 was applied. Genetic disposition of diabetes, that's also given in Charak Samhita. So they had knowledge of genes. They had. These are modern surgical instruments. These are 𝗪𝗔. Much more diverse type of instruments are there than modern surgical. There are more than, I think, 190 instruments in 𝗪𝗔. Modern is just 100 instruments we know. And to date, surgeons refer to 𝗪𝗔 for researching more types of instruments which they use. And they're much more. 𝗪𝗔, you see, 𝗪𝗔, he made this instrument practicing. They didn't used to practice on frogs, live frogs. They used to practice on, you know this, no? They used to practice on vegetables and like this. There is so much difference. Modern doctor, if you go, our founder Acharya Prabhupada, when doctors came to him, so they were telling, they were feeling so egoistic, we are doctors. Prabhupada saw them and you know what he first told? He told poor frogs. You killed so many. This is the difference between Vidya and Avidya. Allopathy is Avidya, because you kill so many people. But Vidya means no killing, ahimsa. You have to be pure in character. So they didn't used to practice on, they didn't believe in killing. But in spite of practicing on vegetables and all these things, he could come up with so many instruments. Why? Because it was not his knowledge, it was given by, it is knowledge of God. Okay, I'll just go quickly. This I just told you. Philosophy is coming from Vedas. This philosophy, everything there. This modern system, this is Vedic system. न्याय सांख्य तर्क धर्म शास्त्र शास्त्र. Psychology is coming. This is Sigmund Freud. You know this, father of psychology. He was not only a cheat, he was a nonsense person, because his theories are completely crazy theories. You know this, his theory, you know his theory of Oedipus complex, you know this? You know this, no child is attracted towards his mother because of sexual attraction. Now modern psychiatry, his theories are out. Because I was talking to a psychiatrist, he was telling, see, according to Freud, a male child is attracted towards mother because of sex, small baby, and people accepted this. It is nice, but now they have done research and they have come up with this theory that no, actually it's not sexual attraction. It can't be, because for sexual attraction you need a mature mind, but a baby, everything goes by reflex. Their mind is not mature, it's by reflex. So his theories are out anyway, but still people believe in him. But whatever he could get, id, ego, super id, his theory, subconscious, everything he got from Vedas, from 𝗪𝗏 Upanishad, Yajurveda 2.5. All his theories. Dictionary, this Nirukta, this is Oxford, this is Nirukta dictionary, this is by Kashyap Muni, and this dictionary is superb. When I read this dictionary, I almost fainted, because this is just 30 pages. Oxford is 1000 pages and still not complete, because Sanskrit language is very rich. So I know that Ayurvedic students, they don't know Sanskrit. You just cram, isn't it? You cram shlokas, and some of them even do not know that. But we can do that. I can request you all to introduce the subject Sanskrit. We can do that maybe. We have. Teacher comes here to the. Okay, good. That's nice. So what do you teach? Panini? Panini. So they learn all sutras. Okay, this is good. So please learn Sanskrit nicely. It will be beneficial for you in long term, because English is very de-advanced. It is not. I am speaking in English. That's another point, because I wanted to speak in Hindi, preferably in Sanskrit. I thought I'll speak in Sanskrit, but I'm not so fluent in Sanskrit. But people told there are students from Kerala and all those, so they might not understand Hindi. But I don't like English, because in English you can't express your thoughts fully. Sanskrit, if you speak one word, you can express so many things. Sanskrit is very deep. And I'll tell you some quotes from 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪. Sanskrit, same verses can be interpreted at various levels. People who know Sanskrit. I'll show you how. So there is 32 pages and everything is there. And Oxford. This is language from Vedas, corresponding things, Alankar, Kalak, Dhatu, Kosh. Computer is coming from Vedas. Panini, you know this Paribhasha Sutra? You have read this? Computer is coming from this. And this is father of computer language. He told that he has acknowledged his debt to Panini for making computer language. Your whole MIT is coming from this college. What is his name? What is the name of this college? Munial College, yeah. MIT is coming from Munial College. You might accept or not, but it's like that. Because coming from Sanskrit. And how is, I'm just giving some kind of preamble. This is how Adesh Samyak Sutra, production rules, Paribhasha Sutra, start symbols, lopa, empty strings. Now, if I'm just giving you some indication, if you understand Paribhasha Sutra nicely, all this production rules, everything will fall down. From Sanskrit, everything, computers come. And then voice recognition. You speak in phone and they recognize computers, coming from Shiksha, branch of Veda, 14 Vidyas. Architecture is coming from Vastu Shastra, everybody knows. Politics, MBA, Chanakya Niti. Modern politics believes in exploitation. Vedic politics believes in protection. So much difference. Entire outlook is different. But rules are same, but they will use for themselves. But Vedic politics is not like that. Law is coming from Manusmriti. These are corresponding things, Achar, Vyavhar, Prayashchit, and this is modern law, civil, criminal, ethics and punishment. Defense is coming from Viman, you know Viman Shastra? It is a book which is mentioning about how to make planes. Planes were there. We were not monkeys hanging on trees. It's wrong. Mahabharata happened, Ramayana happened, these people were there, they were planes, they were flying, there was petrol, there was electricity. These people used mercury as fuel, not petrol, which we do not know how to use. These are type of planes, maps given in Vedas. Not much research is done now, but agriculture, 𝗙cie𝗶𝗹𝗀𝗀. Civil engineering. Entertainment is coming from Vedas. Natya Shastra of Bharat Muni. Entire filmology, there is a subject called as filmology. How to make films. It is coming from this book. If our Vedas would not have been there, picture of us would not be there, you know. We have to give credit to our entertainment to Vedas. So, and Vedas giving them the gods. Poetry, drama coming from Kavya Prakash. Everything is given by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was given by Vishnu. And this is musical notation. This is Samved. This modern system. Modern system was copied from Samved. Pythagoras copied from Samved modern system with musical notation. Well, it doesn't seem same, but I'll show you. These are lines, and here there are lines. See this, and then there are this circles. And here there are this. Instead of circle, there have rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there are Uddat and Anudat, so all same notations. This is modern system. All terms are coming from Vedas. Sur, Lay, Rag, Tal. This I told you, and here I will finish. This is Francis Voltaire. Everything is coming from Vedic knowledge. They took everything, but they forgot one thing. You know what? They forgot God. Because their whole outlook is different. They are Malechas. They'll take everything from Vedas, knowledge, they'll put God aside, and they'll use for themselves. And if you are doing the same thing, you are also Malechas. If you take Ayurvedic knowledge and you don't connect it to God, you are doing the same thing what they did, Westerners. We are all like that. We should not fall into this trap, and we should try to understand what actually is Vedic knowledge. And I'll just finish on this note few things. Here this is Vedas. I told you conclusion of Vedas is in Gita, essence, and Gita speaks Ayurveda in one word. This is the word. You know this word? 6.17. युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्त चेष्ट सकर्मसौ युक्त सपना बोधस्य योगो भक्ति दुःखः. Everybody can see from back? 6 chapter 17 verse. This is in one word entire Ayurveda. Ayurveda means balance. If you want the synonym for Ayurveda, it's balance, isn't it? Balance of mind, balance of food, balance of doshas. And that's what is Ayurveda. Balance of daily activities. Yukta ahar. Yukta means balance in Sanskrit. So your ahar should be balanced. Your vihar action should be balanced. Your karma, your whatever you do, that should be balanced. Chesta. Chesta means thoughts should be balanced. Balance here means pure, according to scripture. Balance means according to scripture. Disciplined. And then yukta sapna bodhasya, your sleeping, your rising, it should be disciplined, and this is called yoga. If you do this, no misery. This is Ayurveda. This is the core principle of Ayurveda. Ayurveda is not medicines. Ayurveda is balance. Learn to balance your life in your personal life also, because I have seen most of Ayurvedic doctors, even allopathy, doctors treat patients, but they themselves become patients, isn't it? Their whole life, they don't follow any principles. My friend is Ayurvedic doctor. I asked him, I was very enthusiastic to meet him. I asked him, so please suggest me what foods to eat, what foods not to eat, what is ahar, what is vipreet ahar. He told me, well, who cares for this? I don't practice Ayurveda on myself. It's for patients. For myself, it is enjoy. Don't worry about all these things. But then what's the use of your knowledge if you can't practice yourself? If you don't practice yourself, you will not be convinced of this knowledge. And if you're not convinced of this knowledge, you can't make other people convinced and do true service to your own field. It just becomes shrama eva hi kevalam, just hard labor for money. Okay, this is, you know this? Ashtanga Hridaya Sutra Sthanam. First two sutras. If you have not read this, please read this. Don't skip them. This is summary of entire Ayurveda. This is purpose of Ayurveda. Purpose. I was telling you, we have forgotten two things. Ayurveda is Veda, and the purpose of Ayurveda is this. Right in the beginning, Rag Adi Rogan. Main disease is not diabetes, is not arthritis, is not psoriasis, which will be treating. It is Rag Adi Rogan. It is attachment. Attachment. And from Raga comes Krodh and Lobh, greed, anger and attachment. Vagbhat is recognizing this. And if you get rid of this attachment, then what will happen? Ayurveda is aiming to get rid of this disease. This disease. This should be your prime target. But to get rid of this disease, Rag, you should have healthy body. Because healthy body has sound mind. That is purpose of Ayurveda. To keep this body healthy, so that we have sound mind. And when that we have sound mind, then we can practice we can understand spirituality, those sections which you don't focus, Sankhya and soul. When you get that knowledge, your disease, you don't have any more disease, no attachment, no kam, no growth, and ayu kama kam mein mane na. Yeah. Oh, everybody knows this, huh? You have cramped, but you don't know the essence. This is what Veda says. Yastanna Veda 𝗙𝗪𝗀𝗃 karishyati. You know what is richa? Shlokas of Vedas. If you don't understand the meaning, what will these verses do? You're a crammer. That's all. Like a donkey. Veda says, I don't say. Donkeys carry loads. If you put sandalwood on donkey, it can't enjoy sandalwood smell. It can simply carry loads. If you understand these two verses, your whole life can change. Entire life. So we desire life. Life. Ayurveda means ayu. Ayurveda increases your life. Why? So that you can tackle this disease of lust, anger and greed. And if you tackle this disease properly, then 𝗪𝗪 sukha sadhanam. Ayurveda is 𝗪𝗪 sukha sadhanam. Dharma means you can translate as religion, but religion is not a good word. Dharma means dharateti dharma, the essence of life. Dharma means devotion to God. Ayurveda is sadhan for dharma. This is such a nice understanding. It is sadhan to understand dharma. Ayurveda is not sadhan to become only healthy. Because scripture says, if you want to increase your life, then trees are living more longer than all of us. All of us. Ayurveda is not just to increase lifespan. That's a misnotion. It is to lead a good life so that it can become sadhan for dharma, to understand religion. Dharma, arth, sukha sadhanam. Artha means, you know what is artha? What does it mean? I can't hear. Well, this rishi is going to suggest you earn money. These are rishis. And rishis stay away from money, They don't talk about money. Wealth anybody can earn. Ayurveda is not sadhan for wealth. It looks crazy, In translation this is written like that. But if you think by common sense, it looks crazy, because if you make vidya as a sadhan for health, that is a sin according to Shastras. It is not sadhan for wealth. You can earn money, that's okay, for livelihood. It's not bad. But that's not the purpose of Ayurveda. Here artha has many meanings in scripture. It means wealth. Artha also means purpose. Purposeful life. Ayurveda is sadhan to help you understand what is the purpose of life. This is what is dharma artha sadhanam. It's not wealth. That is why I told you, please read Sanskrit nicely, because many translations might not be right. These translations are done by some professors who themselves do not have read Vedas. They are not spiritual. It's okay. Many things are okay, because they are also intelligent people who do translations. But when it comes to spirituality, then there are problems. So artha means there are purusharth, 4 purusharth, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. You know this, no? Here artha means moksha. Ayurveda is sadhanam for religion, for understanding dharma, character, morals, and also for moksha. Dharma, artha. Wealth is not the aim of Ayurveda. It is a purpose. And this is said by Gita. 4.10. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mahapashrita. Krishna says, become free from rag, this disease, and take shelter of me. Manmaya means me, God. Upashrita means shelter. This is what is Ayurveda. And if you don't take shelter of God after becoming healthy, then scripture says, dharma swanisthita pumsam. If you practice your dharma, if you practice your Ayurveda, dharma means all vidyas, and if you don't get attachment, rati. To whom? To 𝗪𝗪𝗀. 𝗪𝗪𝗀 is name of God. If you don't get attachment to rati, 𝗪𝗲𝗪 you are simply working hard for nothing. Just for living. If your purpose of life is to live, then animals are also doing the same thing. They are living for free. We want to live after working so hard. Is this common sense? No. So, thank you very much for giving your time. Sorry to speak many things which you might not have liked, but please remember this lecture in your entire life, because this lecture might happen again or not, I do not know. But whatever I have told you, it will be helpful for you in long term. And when you die, you will be happy that you did Ayurveda and didn't do allopathy. First of all, I wasted so many years doing allopathy, misfortune. But you will be sad if you don't practice it properly. Then you will be very sad. So please remember these two things. Don't forget them. I'll go back. Ayurveda is Veda. Don't forget this. Veda means Vidya. Vidya means you should have pure consciousness. Then you should treat. Don't be after wealth. Wealth will come. Wealth will come by your karmas. You believe in karma theory, no? Ayurveda people, or you simply read or don't believe? It is there. We believe. Everything comes by karma. You don't have to struggle so hard for money. And if you don't believe this, you don't believe your books. I left my profession to understand this. My parents were telling, I want to leave. We have a hospital in Delhi, big hospital, my mother. Telling you have practice and you can practice. And so I told everything is alright. But if I don't leave my home, I can't realize one thing. I can read entire scriptures, but I want to have faith that everything is controlled by karma. Whatever will come. Whatever is not in my destiny will not come. I want to realize this. That's why I left my home. After so many years, 17, 16 years, still we are having money. Am I looking thin? I'm eating properly. We are having food, shelter, and much more pleasure than you. Our life is balanced automatically because we are following devotion, we are following Gita. Gita means balance. Entire 16 and 15 chapter Krishna says how to live your life. So we get up early, sleep early, nice prasad, we do kirtans, we dance, we are so happy, and we are convinced that whatever is destiny you get. So don't be worried about that. Don't take this knowledge just to make your career, name and fame. Do this properly as a knowledge. Understand the subject. Change your outlook. And then your life will be much better and you will be able to help others much better. And the purpose of Veda is, Ayurveda is God. Understand God. Keep yourself healthy. Use this health in service of God to understand Gita. As I told, essence of Vedas is Gita. Have you got books?
Yeah.
We have got some books. Please buy those books. They're small books. We have got Gita also.
Yeah.
We have got Gita. If you want Gita, please read Gita daily. Then you will understand. Especially our ISKCON Gita. Can you show that? ISKCON Gita. You might have read Gita. How many people have read Gita here? No? Okay. No problem. Oh yeah. Anyway. So, it's bad, because this is the essence of Vedas. Muslims have Quran, Christians have Bible, Hindus have. Everybody will agree. This is undisputable book. No matter what kind of sect person may be, this is the book, and you should read this book. Please read 15, 16 chapter and 17 chapter. Then you will be able to understand Charak and Shushruta more, because this gives Nirnay and spirituality, devotion. We have got many other books, and especially this, because there are many other commentaries. Many people have translated Gita, but they don't translate it properly, and there are no explanations how to apply this knowledge in modern life. Just like, for example, you read Charak and I read Charak, our understanding is very different. My outlook is different on Charak. Your outlook is different. So it depends. That is why in this book, Prabhupada, Founder Acharya, he has read all Sanskrit commentaries and he has written commentary on every word. How to apply this word practically in your life. Many people know Gita but they don't know how to apply it. So you can read one verse daily, get up in the morning, read one verse daily, read explanation. That's it you have to do. Without taking bath. Don't take bath. Because once you take bath, then your whole life begins, So snanam is important in Ayurveda, but here you should leave this rule. Don't take snan and read Gita. It will not get contaminated. You should marry this book. People ask me, are you married? I told yes. I tell them yes. This is my wife. You always keep your wife together with you, no? So I sleep with Gita, I talk Gita, I walk Gita. This is the book you should have. You can destroy all colleges, all books. But if this book is not there on this planet Earth, this earth is destroyed, finished. So take this, read this daily, and we have so many other books, small books are there. You can read, you can take, if it is difficult to understand a little bit, if you take this book, we have, there are other small books, you can also buy them. If you understand those simple books, then slowly you will get entrance into Gita. It's not easy to understand this book, little difficult, but you can buy them. Have you got, my books are there? No? Gita is no? Okay, forget it. So please have a look, take this book. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yeah.